Hey.
Hey there.
Did I tell you that I knocked my tooth out with a harmonica?
You did tell me that, but I'd like to know more of that backstory.
Welcome to You Name It. This is the show. I started record before you guys even knew it.
Is there music after that when you say that?
No, there's nothing. It's windy, everybody. You'll know this is because we're in Texas still and we're sitting by the pool.
Trying to catch us off guard, Jerry.
So everybody just kind of relax at home. Don't worry about the wind.
I'm still trying to look up show topics and you're starting the show.
Mike Novack has joined us. So we have Davin Christensen, Mike Novack, and myself, Jerry Taylor.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, thanks for having me.
You sound so thrilled.
I know. It's a pretty big deal.
It's like 114 degrees outside.
Let me try that again. Thanks for having me, guys.
It's no problem. Yeah. Yeah, we've been looking forward to this appearance for a long time.
This is really exciting.
Mm-hmm. I'm drinking a sugar-free... Now I'm slurring like Davin.
Shut up.
I'm drinking a sugar-free Slurpee. It's hard to talk when you knocked your tooth out.
That's the name of my new band.
Sugar-free Slurpee?
No, Sugar Flea.
Sugar Flea?
Yeah, that sounds good.
I don't know. I think it's stupid, really. But that's okay.
Well, what are we talking about today? Let's start off by giving the Texas update. Today, we posted a picture on Facebook that said the temperature was 120 degrees.
Yep.
I don't know if it was actually 120, but it sure felt like it.
Yeah.
In my world. Well, I'm from Michigan.
We were on the highway.
Yeah.
Yeah, how does that work? Does it...
It's picking up the heat, all the other cars and everything else. Once we got rolling, it started dropping.
So is it scientifically, if we're stuck in traffic, it just gets hotter?
Yep.
Maybe it was 120. If you got out of the car, if you were in a road rage situation, you got out of the car, 120 degrees, it'd make it worse. But I guess maybe we should address that situation in the United States. If we could put air conditioning on the highways, we'd have less road rage.
I've got a message.
Cool the roads.
I've got a message for the people of Dallas and the whole state of Texas. You people are adults. You don't have to fucking live here. You can commute. You can go to other places that are nicer, even ones that aren't nicer. I mean,
even ones you can go to places that even aren't nicer.
Yeah, like Detroit.
You don't want that.
At least the weather's,
Move from your shitty town into a shittier town.
Well, I mean, back in the 90s, we had the Downtown Hoedown the same weekend as African American Fest, and that worked out.
That shows that we can all join hands and be a community up in Detroit.
We can all get along.
Yes.
Is really what you're saying.
We can, and we have been for a couple of weeks.
And no one has to live in this fucking heat.
Yeah, it is horrible.
It's a bit oppressive is the word.
Yeah, so...
Especially when you're out in it all day, right?
Makes me want to sell ball powder. They should have one of those stands at the fairground.
We can't go through one show without someone's balls entering the situation. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, I'm new to this, so I'm staying out of the crotch on this one.
You should.
I appreciate that.
Because I have a feeling Davin's crotch is the last place that you'd want to be.
Yeah.
Going there.
Not even
not an option.
Well, why don't we just start titling the shows?
I don't know.
Mike is kind of our boss, too.
He is, too. But we should start titling the shows. Devin's Balls, Episode 1. Devin's Balls, Episode 2.
We're still on the balls, though.
Well, yeah.
No matter what.
I said
it's now digress to the balls.
Jerry gets it and runs with it. Then.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
So Jerry runs with my balls.
I do, yeah. I'm running with your balls.
And that's going to be extremely unpleasant for you, Davin.
Yes, it is.
You're running. I'm like Rhode Island Red running with his balls.
Here comes Red! That's really...
Hey, how about the old 23 skidoo play? You mean the long pass?
Stop it or I'll thump you.
Yeah, well, we had the episode called Davin Gets Snipped, and ever since then, it has to be a central theme.
That's right.
I'll tell you what, this made me laugh at lunch today.
Midgets and balls, my obsession.
When we all went to lunch, I noticed that on the table there was a candle that you buy, and it claims that it will give you luck, power, money, and love.
You have to burn the candle.
I don't know what this is all about. When did this come into... What's the theory behind this?
You got to explain. You got to get a little more descriptive about the candle.
Okay, go ahead.
The candle was multicolored, so we were really trying to figure out if certain colors were reflecting the different aspects of the candle's powers.
Yeah, of the powers of the wax.
There were powers of the wax and the candle.
So, yeah, I do remember that you said that red would be love.
I'm assuming, but it was very thin layer.
blue would be what?
Blue is the biggest, but I just really couldn't figure that one out.
Power?
I guess.
I don't know. Red's love. Blue is power. What other colors were there?
Well, what happens, I mean, really.
What were our choices?
Well, I'll tell you. Well, I don't know. Do you remember what it was green, I think, in there, too, wasn't there?
Well,
green would be money.
Money, okay.
Money.
They should make negative ones. Like hatred and sloth.
But
and
that
all.
They do, but that's only in New
sloth
Orleans.
Smells like cookie dough when it gets down to burning at that point.
But that's just every day.
That's every day?
That's every day. So you
Every
need
day.
the candle to really boost the other.
Oh, so you're normal.
the
Like
other
what you're
aspect.
saying is when you're at home and you burn candles, for mood, those are candles of hatred.
Hold on here. Right away, you're insinuating that I'm burning candles for mood when I'm at home. You're painting me in a strange light.
Put you in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Right, that's right.
What, you don't burn candles? We burn candles in our house. We'll be in the living room watching TV, and you light the little candle that you get from Bed Bath & Beyond, and
Kinda
it
like
makes it all smell like
Springtime?
what? Springtime
Or-
apples.
What about those mood rings?
I don't know.
If I were to get married again and I bought my fiance a mood ring,
You'd go
what
with
do
a
you
mood
think?
ring?
Yeah, what do you think?
Well, I'll tell you, it would show a lot of things right there, right then, when
Yeah.
that ring goes on.
I said, do you take this? And you go, let me see your hand first. Nah,
Why is it
I'm
black?
not doing that. No. Let's erase
It's
this
like
whole
your
thing.
heart.
Black mean.
It's like the rest of my life.
What is black like her
Black
heart?
and soulless.
Just give her the candle.
So you think you're going to find another wife?
No.
Not with this attitude, you're not.
Not with your mood rings
Right.
and your mind-altering candles.
Suggest that to somebody, you're not going to get anywhere with that. Mike, did I tell you that I have to officiate a wedding coming up?
Are you gonna dress up like a witch doctor?
I thought wizard with a wizard's
that'll be
hat.
great.
But I do. I have my niece and her fiance said that they'd like me to.
So what do you have to do?
I have to go online and I have to be ordained.
Because the internet can make you anything.
Right. It's like the Life Church. You can be. It doesn't matter what you believe. They just ordain you so you can do weddings. And I don't know. I think there's one that's for free that I don't trust.
Is it
because it
offered
said
by-
Ellen DeGeneres?
That's what the internet is pretty much the cornerstone for all. That's where I got my surgical license.
Yeah,
University of Phoenix, right?
I did. Just the Joe's University of Surgery.
Practiced in a hotel.
Joe's
He was
University
great
of
too.
Surgery. Was he?
Yeah, he really was.
What did you do? Skype your
It was a Skype thing.
your 1 15-minute class?
Had to catch some frogs and dissect them on
No
camera.
cadavers. They were using old Muppet dolls and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But you got the point.
Yeah, the Henson School of Surgery.
Kind of like those dolls.
Like
when
learning
they
to
say,
fly
"Where did-"
online.
Oh yeah. What happens if a doll molests another doll? What does it use as an example? It's like, tell me on yourself where
Right.
you were touched.
Yes.
Okay, that's just a thought I've had for a while.
Surgery thing didn't work out for me. Just letting you know.
No.
No.
Do you get to return the license?
No, I just let it
He
lapse.
put it in a plaque.
Yeah.
It's hanging on his wall.
It's a plaque.
This is quite a show. Yeah, so what else did we do today, guys? We burned up in the heat. We climbed on roofs. Do you say roof or roof?
Depends on my mood.
What do you
That
say,
time.
Dan?
Roof.
Roof?
Roof.
I guess it's roof. Wait, up on the... No, it's roof, because the
We get
song says that.
We got to deal with Ron again.
Up on the
today.
If you
roof.
say roof, you're itching your neck with your back leg.
That's true, yeah. Dog way. Yeah, you wanted to talk about Ron again, because last week there was
God.
a big section on Ron.
Does everyone know who Ron is?
Yeah, he was explained last week.
We did
Okay.
find out that Ron is actually 71.
Wow.
Well, we better tell the new listeners, though. Ron is one of the laborers that we're using for this build for the Texas State Fair. I'll tell you his last name if I knew how to pronounce it. And Davin hasn't been having a very good time with him lately.
God, he's driving me up the frickin' wall in his stories.
He's got a cool hat, though.
He does. And
You hear that buzzing?
He used to be a quarterback.
I do. Really?
Wonder
Yeah.
what that is.
I heard about that a couple
Wow.
times.
He's got some stories.
You know what? Already starting the whole story.
He's got
thing.
some Illuminati stories, right?
He does. He's got all Illuminati stories. Let's see. You got to work in the Southern accent, in with the old guy. Hey, you know what? When I was a quarterback in high school, I used to throw the ball, and it was caught by the Illuminatis. And they ran down to the end of the field, and they spiked it, just like they do in Bohemian Grove, with the underage children that they rape with all the rest of the world politicians and leaders. That was
You've really painted Ron in a great light so far.
That's what all I hear when he starts talking.
Yeah.
Hey, it doesn't matter what he's saying. He could say, I heard on the news today it was going to be 120 degrees in Texas. All it comes out to me is, Illuminati. The all-seeing eye of the Masons.
That's right.
That's all I hear.
That's right.
Oh, he's a treat.
No doubt.
You guys are doing the whole NPR thing.
Yeah, we're all laid
Indeed.
back.
Yeah, just laid back. Sweaty balls.
Sweaty ball. Oh, it's 114 out.
It is pretty warm.
Hey, say hi to Larry at the shop.
Hi, Larry Wilberding. Wait.
Said his last name. Maybe he doesn't want that out there.
Hi, Larry.
Now it's too late. What are you going to do?
I can't take it back.
You can't edit.
No, I can't edit
This
anything.
is a non-edit.
Exactly.
This is a live.
I made a pledge to leave all the mistakes in.
How does Larry talk to me anyway?
How does he talk to you?
Yeah, he talks to me weird.
I don't know.
In that voice.
I don't know that voice.
Hi, Larry. No,
Who are you
I'm
talking
doing the
about?
Southern accent.
Why are you doing? You're doing the other Larry. You're doing Zarnowski's Larry.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, jury.
Jury?
How you doing, jury? J. Ray. He's Larry from Zarnowski has two ways of saying my name. One of them is jury, like I'm on the jury, and the other one is J. Ray, and I don't know what that's all about. What did you get for lunch, J. Ray? He sounds like a Ray Stevens.
I sure
Hey,
did.
J. Ray, guitars in.
I sure did miss you, boys. You guys have a good summer.
It's another voice episode. Everybody, are you enjoying the voices? Mike,
Yes, sir.
give him your Larry in the box. Give him your Ron in the box.
Well, we know that Ron in the box? I'm thinking, Island of Misfit Toys,
Yeah.
Rudolph. Nobody wants a Charlie in the box. Because no one does.
Oh, you know what he did today? I guess he had to. He was working with Davin, and I'd like to tell this part of the story.
Go right ahead.
He had
I'll just get mad.
he had a box. Ethernet cable comes in a box with a spool of 1,000 feet in there.
Yeah, 1,000 feet of Cat 5, and he's bringing two of them.
And he
walks.
Yeah, and he thought he would tie a rope to it and drag it up to the catwalk, and the box burst open and fell all on the ground. He goes, nobody likes Ethernet in the box.
I knew that was coming.
I know, telegraph that whole thing.
I was just letting you roll with it.
I know, and I started getting. I was afraid of the joke. I got halfway up to the bit, and I was afraid
Of the punchline?
Yeah, I should have just ejected then.
You should have just blown it right up.
Should have pushed the ejector button.
You did fine. The delivery was,
Terrible.
medium.
Yeah,
Medium.
Terrible.
Nah, I don't know.
Let's just be frank about it. It's
All right.
terrible.
It was shit.
All right, what else is going on? Anything going on in the news that you'd like to tell everybody?
I got to be honest, I've been pretty disconnected.
Do you watch sports? Because you can't in this job.
Just mostly lawn bowling and jarts.
Jarts. Yeah.
I'm a big jart fan
Yeah.
right now.
Do you have a classic set of jarts?
I do. I've actually sharpened mine right down to a pinpoint.
How about you, Davin? Do you know what a jart is?
No, I've
A
just
lawn
got a regular,
dart.
Yeah, I know what they are. I've got a regular dartboard.
Look at how serious he is about it.
It's like, listen, I've got a dartboard.
Right.
I've got a real dartboard.
You and
in
your
my garage.
jarts.
I think I know what you're saying about the jarts, and I think I know you're going to go to the whole part where someone got stabbed in the head with one and everything, but I just want to cut you right off at the pass and let you know I've got a standard dartboard that's not even steel tip, and it's not dangerous at all.
You got the good plastic one.
Yeah.
Listen, fuckers.
I think it was, probably one of Whammo's best ideas. If it was Whammo.
If it was.
I'm
yeah.
just going to say that every toy made in 1968 was Whammo.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Right? Anything that was a yard toy.
They don't sell those anymore, though, because
No.
people were getting impaled.
I think a
One
5-pound
person.
dart,
Only one.
Then they had to put a warning on it. And
a 5-pound lead dart that you throw up in the air.
Yeah.
It's probably a bad idea.
Yeah, somebody, the real story is that there was a family that had this, and, there was a boy in the backyard and, the girl in the front yard, and he whipped it over the top of the house, and it spiked her in the head. So it happened once, then they had the lawsuit, and then that changed everything.
Is that urban myth, or are you?
That was in Mental Floss magazine.
So it must be true.
It is because they do all the research. They tell you the whole deal.
Really?
Yeah, they're not the National Enquirer. The whole objective of the
magazine. There's still a National Enquirer? I'm really out of touch.
The whole objective is to give you the true facts so that you can amaze and wow your friends that you know about jarts. You know what they did afterwards I thought was funny, though? Do you remember what they did after they took the tips off them? They just made like a giant, heavy...
Like a ball.
I mean, and I'm thinking, how is that any better? It still weighs 5 pounds.
It's still a thing you throw up in the air, and it can come down and just clobber someone.
Come down and bust somebody's nose. I saw my great-grandma get hit in the face with a softball once. That was terrifying.
I saw my mom get hit in the head with a golf ball. We were golfing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I took a line drive hardball hit to the head while I was riding my bike.
While he was on a bike.
All I heard was the crack of the ball and the watch out.
Yeah.
And then just colors, and then black, and then people looking down at me.
And then, like last week, we talked. You had like the birds were flying around your head,
chirping.
Yeah, and with a collection of stars.
So that's what happened to me.
I had the dirt clod in the head riding my bike, and the snowball with a rock in it, because I was a well-loved neighborhood child.
Threw a snowball with a rock in it.
Yeah, right.
You had good friends like I did.
Right in the side of my head, whack. And then nothing but crying all the way the rest down the street to my driveway.
What do you guys think about the giant cornhole?
I think it's the worst name for any game.
The cornhole? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how it got into the consciousness of America that we had to start calling that game cornhole.
I think giant midget cornhole. That's what my idea was. Make it fun.
Davin wants to do it like the old-fashioned Mr. T throwing a midget. You remember that? Like
I do.
The first time you saw Mr. T ever was he was throwing midgets. He was a bouncer in a bar, and he's throwing midgets. So you want to do that. You want to have people line up, and you want to have a little person dressed in a Texas outfit.
Just like on Wall Street. You don't look them in the eye.
I'm not sure if they're going to go for that.
There was a whole time there. The dwarf toss.
What did they say, dwarf toss? I thought they said
toss.
midget toss.
No.
It was dwarfs.
Dwarf tossing?
Yeah.
Aren't dwarfs magical, though?
Dwarfs are different than midgets, so there's like some qualification.
I don't know.
There's like a different height regulation.
I have a theory. I think that Elton John is actually a dwarf.
Really? And why is that?
Why? Have you ever seen him play the piano?
I have, but
have you looked at his arms?
Yes, I have.
They're very short.
So he's like a dinosaur.
And his head...
It's like a T-Rex.
Yeah, but his head is really big compared to his body, and his arms are really short. He's sort of like... He's the biggest dwarf. He's the tallest and most
So if you kind of dressed him, if you put a little green
I'm the littlest giant.
If you put a little green hat on him and maybe dressed him in a little cute suit, he kind of look like a leprechaun.
Wait a minute. He already does that. That's his whole show.
I think as he grows older, he looks a little more like a leprechaun.
Maybe that could be. Maybe he found Bernie Taupin at the end of the rainbow.
I think he's looking more like a leprechaun. Elton John, where's my gold?
You're always after me, Lucky Grammys.
Hold me closer, tiny dancer.
Right. Oh, man.
What's tomorrow, Davin?
Yeah.
What date is tomorrow?
Oh, well, this is... Now you've gone and ripped away the fourth wall. Or is it the third wall?
Yeah, this episode's not airing until after.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah. What day is tomorrow? Now we're going to get the calendar out and look ahead to the future. Looking into the future. So it'll be a Saturday.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
It'll be a week from Saturday. What are you doing a week from Saturday?
Tomorrow will be 1 week from Talk Like a Pirate, National Talk Like a Pirate.
There you go.
Day.
That's what I was wondering.
1 week
when
away.
that was coming.
That was last week.
Yeah, that was on last week's episode.
Oh, I missed it. See, because I wasn't here.
Arr.
Yeah.
In a way, you were here.
Although
I didn't. I didn't get the memo.
You were here in flesh and spirit.
We were talking about this last night.
What?
He told us why pirates wear eye patches.
Oh, wait. I don't remember if I actually listened to you. What did you say?
Well, the eye patch thing is because when they're on deck, right?
Yeah.
The one eye that is not in the patch
Okay.
is adjusted to...
The all-seeing eye of the Masons.
Right. Well, that's what Ron thinks.
Yeah.
But
it's,
the eye is adjusted to, the upper deck, the light, the sunlight, and then when he goes under, he flips the patch up because he can see in the dark now.
Oh, the old go pee in the middle of the night trick.
I guess. Explain that to me.
Oh, you don't do that? This is the same theory.
I do pee in the middle of the night.
Yeah, so you close one eye, then you go in the bathroom, you can turn on the light, you can pee, turn off the light, switch eyeballs, open the other one.
Oh, that's right.
Now you can see everything.
Jerry covers all the lights in his room up with tape so he can't see.
Pitch black.
Really?
See, I've got LED lights that I've mounted under my cabinet, so when I get out of bed, they automatically sense the motion of my feet and they light the floor up.
That's in that hotel in Florida.
Right. Well, I did it in my house.
Did you do it in your house
Yes.
for real?
Yes, I have it in my house. So
What a
now I don't have
freak.
to click on lights when I get up to go to the bathroom.
Oh, so you did do it.
I'm gonna put a mouse in your house.
So it runs around and turns on all my LED lights.
Right. Yeah.
Or a leprechaun.
The bad part is you
Elton
can see,
John
you can
and a
see how
mouse.
Elton
dusty it
John's
is.
going to be in your house.
Yeah. Yeah, the Peabody, right?
Yeah, that
the
was
Peabody Hotel in
it's-
Florida has
it's
those
not the
lights.
Peabody anymore, though. It's the Hyatt now. They got rid of the ducks.
Oh, and you get points now.
yeah, they got rid of the ducks.
Remember the ducks, though?
I
Yeah,
do.
they
I
have their
used
own
to.
elevator.
I saw a tall girl once that used to be able to go duck hunting with a rake.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But yeah, they used to keep the ducks up on the roof, and they'd bring them down.
Oh, yeah. They had a butler,
a
right?
butler that would take
a
a
duck
duck
butler.
butler.
A duck butler.
Yeah.
They'd bring them down, and they'd put them in the pond that's in the front lobby, and
They played
parade.
music. They played
made
marching
a big
music.
parade out of it.
Yeah, the duck parade every
Oh, it
every
was a
every
joy.
day, was it?
Yeah,
Every day, twice a day.
There's a kid out here. Don't say fuck.
And they'd also, now that the Hyatt owns it, they said, well, the ducks, they retired them and they sent them to a farm. They fucking cooked them.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that seriously the Hyatt used the old "we've retired the animal to a farm"
Yep.
routine?
Yep,
Wow.
they did.
That's so stupid.
Yep,
Like your dog. Remember your dog when you were a kid that your parents said that they took to the farm?
yeah.
Yeah, it's dead.
Yeah.
It was dead then. Yeah. Those ducks are goners. You're right.
They're not around anymore. They,
But
they got treated pretty
But
well. while they were
did they
around.
seriously put that? Did they try and say that?
Yeah, they did.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, because we were there the year after it turned into Hyatt, and they were taking out all the tiles that had ducks, anything that had ducks in it.
What about the entire heliport that has a giant duck on it?
I don't know how many helicopters land there.
That's for Duck.
Not many, but
that's
I
for
bet you
Duck
some ducks land there.
McScrooge. Duck McScrooge gets
He
to land
comes
there.
there.
Yeah.
I wonder
His
what they
monocle.
did. I wonder
Yeah.
what they did when they got the Stinson's room and had the duck picture that was signed by Steve Stinson, because he used to do that when he was in the rooms.
Really?
That's
he used to
brilliant.
take the artwork down
Of course
and
he did.
autograph it and hang it back up.
Yeah. Used his last name.
That's okay. He's not going to sue me.
He could be listening in prison.
Maybe.
I don't want to talk
I
about him.
like
It
Scrooge
depresses me.
McDuck, though.
Yeah.
Because he had a monocle, right?
Yeah, and
Did he or did he not?
I'm not sure if he even had
Am I
the,
mixing
the
him up
voice.
with the-
No, he had the
With the
monocle.
Monopoly guy? I'm just
No, he had a
confused.
monocle. Yeah, he was rich. All rich people
What's
only.
the point of a monocle? Can you
well,
explain that to me?
I guess
It's
the
kinda like an
problem
eye
I
patch
have
for rich people.
Yeah,
A clear eye patch?
The problem I have with
see
it-
well out of one eye.
right. I mean, if you have that much money, couldn't you just buy a full set of glasses? Why do you just need one?
I can see the
Mr. Peanut
Rothschilds.
has a monocle.
Yeah, but he's
He's the worst, most evil thing on the planet. He's a spokesperson
Yeah.
that is trying to get other people to eat his kind.
Oh, he is. He's like
What a beast.
He's like one of those. I was really going down a dark path. He's like one of those Auschwitz people that used to work for the Nazis.
Wow, you really went down that.
Well, I just wanted people to know where my mind went, and it was really in a dark
I
place.
guess. Hey, I'm just talking about Mr. Peanut, man. He's
I
not
know, we
real.
don't have to bring in the Holocaust.
He's not real at all.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
I saw him dance on a commercial.
I'll tell you, if I see like a 9-foot peanut with legs and a monocle,
coming at you.
I'm gonna run.
That reminds me of my friend Paul Garucki,
Why?
because I always picture him as Mr. Peanut. And we used to do in theater. He had to do this little dance, and I thought it looked like the Mr. Peanut dance because
I've never seen Mr. Peanut dance.
he's a
He has his
tall,
own
lanky
dance.
guy. You don't remember him dancing on the commercials? He'd dance around with a cane
Oh, he did have a cane because if you have a monocle, a top hat,
and a cane.
you must have those
Yeah.
Those things are your accessories.
But I wonder why the rich people have to have a monocle. It's really starting to bug me now.
Only rich people can have it?
Think about it. Scrooge McDuck, the Monopoly guy.
Mr.
Oh, the
Peanut.
Monopoly
Mr.
guy's
Peanut's
creepy.
got a top hat and a monocle. He must be wealthy.
Well, he's
Who's
certainly
creepy?
evil.
Monopoly guy.
The
yeah.
Monopoly guy is creepy.
I have a Monopoly. I have a
good
backstory on Monopoly if you want to hear that too.
Oh, sure,
why
Jerry.
not?
Fill
We
us
got
in.
nothing else to do.
Exactly. We got nothing else to talk about. Monopoly was actually an anti-banking game. It was designed to show you. It was anti-capitalism.
1930s.
And it was made by a woman. Yeah, and this is why you have the playing pieces that you have, because what she did was she took apart a charm bracelet that she had and used those for pieces, and it had a little shoe and a thimble and all that kind of stuff. So it's supposed to show you that this system cannot possibly work, that it only makes one person rich and everybody else is broke.
I see.
So that was her whole statement. She was part of that whole thing back in the 30s where they're talking about socialism a lot more and stuff like that. So all of these capitalists that love that game never stop to think about the fact that it's a giant stereotype of the rich eating the poor. So,
Wow.
hey, why? You don't...
All this time I've been
Kinda like
going
Mr.
out to
Peanut.
bars and not going and hanging out in my hotel room for a reason, and that's because I didn't want to hear that story. But Jerry has filled
How
us
is
in.
that not fascinating to you guys?
Yeah, but what's your favorite playing
Hey,
piece
Cliff.
on the
the
Monopoly?
race car and
What's
the top hat.
What's
I like
the
the top
strangest
hat too.
one?
The strangest one is the horse guy. I don't get that one.
The horse guy and
Yeah.
that weird
The fucking thimble.
Oh, the iron. I wanted to say it that way. The iron.
But
Yeah.
that cannon.
There is a
like a
cannon.
weird
There's like a
cannon.
World War I
Yes.
cannon.
That one always threw me. I'm like, what? Really?
Is that the ashtray yet, Davin?
No, this is over here.
I'm pointing at the Coors Light can
Well, Jerry yelled at me,
for last week because
Yeah.
he's slurring.
which is scary because I only had 2 beers during the show and I was slurring by the end of it. It's probably the heat.
It's the
All right, Davin. No more drinking during the show.
So now I've drank 1 Coors Light and now I'm on Diet Coke.
wow.
Mike has
I've
a beer with a rooster on it.
Yeah.
It has hops.
There's a
You know
big
who-
hop on the
El
back.
Chingon.
You know who would like hops?
El Chingon.
Who would like hops?
Our IT guy,
Our IT guy.
Jonathan.
Jonathan Miller loves hops. Hello, John Miller.
He brews his own
I
beer.
think he would like this beer.
He might. He really, really, really likes the topic of beer.
Gets 3 rillies
Uh-huh.
and slowly, incrementally getting louder with each rilly.
Yep.
Really, really, really.
Yeah, Mike technique. I learned that from you.
Indeed.
I lied. I learned that in Specs Howard.
Come on, give me something.
Give you something what?
I don't know. Something.
We
I
want
don't
to.
know what you're talking about.
I want to hear some more Misfit Toys voices.
Yeah. I couldn't remember them, and I got to try and figure out how do you put them into the topic, too.
I don't know.
You
It'll
can't
come
just spit them out.
up. Yeah, because then it's ridiculous.
It would be
so
ridiculous.
We'll find it. I think we'll find it.
could tell the story
well,
of
Joe,
Justin
you got
Herminghaus.
everything all in a nice row there in front of you. You got your little towel for your microphone. You got your
I'm learning
smoky treats.
I'm learning to be obsessive compulsive like
Hey,
Lisa.
We've been
She's
using.
teaching me how to do that.
and do it well.
Yeah.
We've been using my app. We always usually talk about an app every episode. We didn't talk about one last week.
Right. So what's this week's app?
This week's app is called TV Food Maps.
TV Food Maps.
So
Explain.
if you download it, it's great for guys who are out of town.
Yeah.
What it is it links you to restaurants near you. It finds you on your GPS and shows you local spots that have been on different TV shows.
Yeah.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives. Best thing I ever ate.
Really?
All these
Yeah.
food-
My
like
600-pound life.
and then it links you to their website,
third.
shows you their menu, also links you to YouTube and the episode that it was on, so you can actually see what they made at that place.
And the name of the app again?
TV Food Maps.
If I were an actual producer of this show, I would just link it on the show.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like doing it. So you guys
Yeah.
just have to look it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
TV
It's a good idea.
Food Maps.
There, did you
I
guys
like
write it
food.
down? That reminds me of when we were younger and TV commercials, and there's no DVRs or anything, and they would repeat the phone number 700 times during the
700,
commercial.
like they do on radio now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
hate when-
see?
don't
What
you-
am I thinking? Like it's gone away.
Don't you hate when they do the call letters for your phone in for a prize?
I don't understand. What do you mean?
Call us now for tickets to the Eagles at 1-577 WRIL.
There's a protocol for that.
W.
It would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I digressed to 1946.
All of a sudden, you were telling Franklin Roosevelt a number.
I was. I don't know.
When you're trying to be the 20th caller, looking to find out what letter represents what number.
Wait a minute.
That's what you're saying. I didn't know what you're talking. I thought you were saying their voiceover.
This is definitely one of the things I hate. It's when they give you a phone number.
Yeah.
That is written out as a.
That's exactly what he's saying.
And I'm with him 100%. It makes no sense.
Bullshit.
It made sense on a rotary dial phone in some way.
Yeah.
Because you could look at those, but, it just...
Right. Call me at Klondike 771.
Exactly. What is this?
I think I need another number, though. Klondike 7771.
Hey, how about paging in the warehouse?
Tyler.
How about paging in the warehouse? What do you think? What are your thoughts on that?
Are you really... Are you... I don't know if you should tread into business again. Last week... Yeah, open
a can of worms.
He did. You should have heard him. He was just complaining about work, and I'm like, whoa, there's people at work that listen.
Easy.
You have to complain.
That may be why they listen, though.
Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah.
That's why you have the audience.
Well, here's one of the things. We've got an alarm system at work, and we get the emails and the messages about different protocols and stuff. There's no paging system in the warehouse, so before you arm the building, you're supposed to walk around and check and make sure that no one's in the building. Well, I've set the alarm off before. I was there on the weekend printing some stuff, printed it off before I'm going out of town. I set the alarm. I yelled out before I left, hey, anyone else in the building? Nope. Get out to the parking lot. I see another car out there. I'm like, holy shit, somebody else is there. And I'm trying to figure out, well, was that car there when I pulled in or not? As I'm pulling away, I see Eric Minnie in our IT department with his headphones on, and I set the alarm off on him. And then I get the call from the warehouse guy, hey, the alarm went off, you were the last person to use it, and blah, blah, blah. But there's got to be a better way to avoid setting the alarm off on someone, because I'm just waiting for me to be in there one time when the alarm gets set, because I won't know what to do.
I don't know. I set the alarm off on myself one time, because I set it, and I fell asleep right there.
Yeah.
And then I moved, and it went off.
Maybe some sort of electrical prod that's in everyone's seat.
Yeah. It weight detects, kind of like an airbag.
Yeah,
set off the sprinkler system.
There you go.
Yeah, you'll hear the screams.
Well, what if you just set the alarm off once really loud and then stop it? And that kind of lets everyone know that, hey, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Well, that'll
work.
Bring the crap out of your pants.
Yeah. You could bring a shotgun into work and blast it off a few times.
No, this has really gone down the wrong path.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I can see that point now.
I was enjoying the Monopoly discussion.
I have a discussion for you that I had with one of our laborers named Charlie.
Oh, Charlie.
Charlie was helping rig the speakers, and he asked me what this object was called for rigging, and I told him it was called a span set. And he said, what? And I said, it's a span set. And he said, what are you saying?
And I don't even know what you're saying, he said.
A span set. He goes, is that the professional way to say it? And I go, no, Charles, it's called a span set. That's the professional way to say it.
Did he ask you to spell it?
He was laughing his ass off, actually. The professional way. I don't know what he was trying to say. I think he was trying to say, is that one of the many different names to call something, or is that the official name?
It's pretty much the only name.
Right, but there's different things that are called 50 different things.
Lots of different ways to call.
Hand me the mulch. No, I thought that was a whip. Well, it's a whip.
No, it's a whip.
Kinda. A whip.
Oh,
cool whip.
I know what story Mike needs to tell.
Which story does Mike need to tell?
You need to tell us about your ground guy on the rigging crew in New York.
Well, that is definitely a story that is worth telling for a moment, because we're working with someone and we use radios when we work. I think it's very efficient. So there's a lot of communication going on radios. Well, with when we have people on let's say on a forklift or on a machine that does heavy lifting or something like that, they always have a guy on the ground next to that machine to make sure that, everything's safe and
right.
it's good. So we refer to that guy as the ground guy.
Yes.
So we get a driver and a ground guy.
Yeah.
So on the radio, we're asking a lot of times, hey, is the ground guy with our
lift.
driver?
Yeah.
Is he with the lift? Is he, So there's a lot of that going on. Well, our ground guy was from, I think, somewhere in the Middle East. And he, sorry. So he's... It's a long story short. He gets very upset about certain things, and he's going off about something to me.
He's just real
how
cranky.
I'm being very racist and how I'm really coming down on this guy, and I'm thinking, well, I'm not that kind of a person. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Hold on. And I mean, he's hands in the air, he's waving, he's running around. This is not an exaggeration. So I finally get him to slow down, and we get representation from his employment there, his union representation, and
right.
I say, he says, well, they keep referring me as a brown guy. They keep calling me a brown guy. It's very racist. And I said, wait a minute, hold on. You think I'm calling you the brown guy? Because I'm calling you the ground guy.
Hey, brown guy, get to work.
Because that's what I'm going to say on the radio.
Because a human's going to say that in real life, too.
Then it was all jokes and laughing and all big misunderstanding at the expense of,
Did he
of the ground
did he call
guy.
him right down and get it, though?
He did.
So he was okay.
He felt kind of like an idiot, and I was like, okay, misunderstanding.
Did you ever hear Randy's story about Philly?
I have not.
He was waiting for me in the
Hold
lobby.
on.
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
Randy?
Hold on.
Randy's
I know
one
the
of-
Randy story,
Randy's
but you
one
can
of
tell
our-
that. That's a funny story
He's
for
one
Randy.
of our techs on the road, a great IT guy, great computer savvy. He does a lot of the majors, and occasionally he'll fall into our world and do a couple B shows. But he's waiting for me to walk over to the hall in the hotel lobby in Philadelphia, and Randy is Egyptian.
Okay.
The hotel manager comes up to him and says, "Excuse me, sir, but cabbies can't wait in the hotel lobby."
Yeah, I know. What a horrible thing for someone to say.
And Randy was like, hey, wait a minute.
I'm staying here.
Is that why every time he comes around, you go, no cab drivers in the lobby?
Exactly.
That is our joke.
He needed to call the hotel,
Well,
upper level of the hotel. And just,
Randy
he
is
would have gotten
not
a
that
lot
kind of
of
guy.
hotel points.
Yeah, Randy's not that kind of guy.
this
All in stride.
the story about the brown guy came out while I was working with Randy. So, of course, I spent the rest of that week calling him the brown guy. Yeah, well.
Did you hear the
Pretty
Whitey
simple.
story?
I'm sorry, I got an upgrade. How do you like that?
Upgrade for what?
For the flight from L.A. to DFW on the way back from our little trip we're taking.
Well, that doesn't really matter.
Thanks
to
for
me.
checking your little messages while we're doing
got
Well,
the
I
upgrade
saw an
out there,
email.
too.
I wanted to make sure it wasn't
So
work.
you got an upgrade all the way
I'm
from
gonna play-
Dallas
No.
to Salt Lake City?
No, I only get... Yeah, I got the Dallas to Salt Lake. Mike and I are going to go up to Utah to
To
do
take care of some
work.
business, yeah.
So, I got the upgrade given to me for that part, but not from Salt Lake to Vegas.
Don't mind me. I'm playing Candy Crush over here.
Okay. And then not from Vegas to L.A., but from L.A. to Dallas. So
Back down
Yeah.
here where we are.
So I got a piece of it on a couple of them.
Got it. Well, good for you.
I just wanted to hear you.
You'll get a little towel.
I just wanted to hear you go, shut up, asshole.
I'm going
But
to give
that
it to you.
little
I'm gonna
towel
let you
bugs
go.
the shit out of me. Do you like the little towel, Davin? Because you've
Do
spent
you know what
years
to
in first
do with
class.
it? I mean, do you wipe your face? Do you wipe your hands?
Yeah, that's the question. What are you supposed to do with it?
You should ask her. Hello, Miss Nice Lady with the blue dress. I went all Jerry
I know.
Lewis.
No, and Mitch Ryder at the same time.
Lady.
So what they do in this first class place is, and I guess it only happens when they're going to feed you, so it must just be for your hands, because they bring hot towels out, and she's got big tweezers. What do they call those?
tweezers.
Yeah, what do they call the
Tongs?
Yeah, tongs.
I like big tweezers.
tweezers.
That's way more.
She got some big tweezers. And she like hands you this hot towel.
really
What would they
big.
do if you took the towel and just wiped your balls?
Yeah, I was going to say ass, but yeah. Drop your pants down right there and start cleaning up your junk.
They hand it back to her.
Right to the crotch. I said I wasn't going there.
Well,
You don't have to.
Have you
All
ever
right,
seen?
but I'm going to laugh at all
Have you ever
that.
seen someone that throws up on the plane and
I've never seen
I have.
They
I
hand,
don't
they
wanna
hand
know
the
that.
bag to the stewardess. It's just like
Guys,
contaminants.
I saw the worst one.
walking down the aisle.
Southwest Airlines in the 90s, and we were flying back from Arizona into Detroit. I guess I didn't do a stop, but it was so rough. The plane's flopping all over the place, and we're going in for a landing, and it's bouncing all over. And these guys were sitting across the aisle from me. I was in the window seat, empty seat next to me, and then they were sitting over here. Well, they were facing each other. You know that row where you
Yes.
have two seats facing back and two facing into that? I guess you could play cards or something. I don't know. But they're coming down for the landing, and one guy just leans forward and goes, "Bleh," all over the guy across from his lap. And I'm like, holy shit. And then one of the guys jumped up and came and sat down in the seat next to me. And I'm like, I don't blame you. But to have to see that and then smell it.
Oh, the smell. I was next.
Holy crap.
That
was
is
a-
a nightmare flight.
I was on a flight that was totally packed going to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I was sitting next to the brown guy.
Randy?
I was next to an Indian family that just had some.
Now you're just saying it to be racist. No.
No, an Indian family that
Racist.
I am. That must have had curry because the daughter threw up like before we even took off. She was sick to her stomach, and it smelled like regurgitated curry.
So you got hungry, is what you're telling me.
Well, I asked the stewardess if I could move because I was getting ready to go, and
Yeah.
it was a packed flight, so they swapped me with the father who was sitting in the row ahead of me.
Okay.
So I sit there, you can still smell it, and now I look over and the guy's son is getting ready to puke. And I'm thinking, why would you take your family if they're all sick?
I'm getting ready to vomit right now.
But you don't like the vomit talk, do you?
I'm not particularly
But
fond
it's
of it.
like if you get sick on tequila, you don't have
Want
a taste
tequila
for tequila.
again?
I cannot eat Indian food. Anything with curry, I can't do it.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't like tequila either, but I never threw up on it.
You know what I have to say about tequila?
What?
I love tequila.
I don't like
It's
tequila.
awesome.
I love tequila.
That's right. I am 100% tequila guy.
Really?
Yes.
That's crap.
Can you taste the difference between like the blue agave
Yes.
and the other ones? You can.
Yes.
You cannot. You're just like wine. You're just making it up in your head.
I'm tequila
It rolls down the palate easily, and
Hey, remember
it
this part?
tickles the soul, huh?
Remember when I said
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself?
Right.
Now you get it.
We've said
I'm
go-
drinking this Slurpee.
That's a lot of Slurpee. That's like a
not a Slurpee anymore.
50-gallon drum of Slurpee.
Jerry, that is not a Slurpee anymore.
No,
now
I
it's
put-
just green juice.
Oh, I put Diet Mountain Dew in there.
That is like an industrial strength.
I know, but since it's sugar free, you can get the giant. What is? Let me read the ounces on this.
It's like 89 ounces.
170 something. I don't know. I don't know how to read
See, you gotta
Slurpee.
put that on a dolly
Slurpee.
to carry
You keep
it
calling
around.
it a Slurpee. It's not a Slurpee. It's
Well,
now
it's
liquid.
he's only calling it that because it says
Slurpee.
Yeah,
That's right.
says it right on the cup.
You're just trying to get sponsorship from 7-Eleven.
No, you've seen through my ruse.
Ooh.
Yes.
that's a good word.
Right. I think, Mike, you should say hello to Miyoshi Anderson.
Hello, Miyoshi.
No, you should say it in the voice of the dentist from
I don't know if
Rudolph.
I've got that in me right now. Let me work on
Put you right on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be funny, Mike. Dance for me. Juggle.
I've got a special needs cat.
Yeah. Do we want to even go there? He might be a listener, and I don't really know.
I don't know. What else?
I'm here to set up antennas. I don't get paid for what I know or what I do. I get paid for what I can do.
Fuck that all up.
I know.
Just give it up.
Oh, well, I felt the voice was good enough to
The
keep
voice
rolling.
was good.
Yeah.
Hello, Miyoshi.
There you go.
The special needs cat part. You have to throw that part in now.
We're going to do a sound check for you a week from Tuesday.
Oh, no.
Oh, if you start
It
singing,
cost me $50 to read my...
I just turned it into Brooklyn. I just turned into the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, with like on helium.
I know.
Everything goes to that place.
For us,
Everything
it does.
goes to 1937.
Sure it does, Mike.
Sure.
Sure it does.
Why I oughta say, listen.
Why don't you drill a hole in yourself and let the sap run out?
Hey, are you cracking wise?
Oh, stupid. Look at the gams on that Gandhi dancer.
Why, I'll sock you.
What's wrong?
Candy dancer.
You guys are killing me.
Oh, you're trying to think of a 40s slang word, aren't you?
I don't have anything besides thump ya.
There's all kind. I was in Arizona for vacation, and we were in Hawaii, actually. Walt and I decided to piss off the wife people by just looking them up online and just reading them for like an hour and a half and never leaving that voice. Look at that dame. Shut your trap, damey.
You think I am some kind of sap over here?
Over here?
Well, then you went into the Bowery Boys.
Well, you were the one that pointed out the fact that all of the creatures from The Wizard of Oz seem to be from Brooklyn.
They all were.
Dorothy.
You got the one guy.
If I only had a heart.
That's right. All of them were from whatever that.
I don't know what that.
Somewhere in the east.
Yeah, right, but I think it was like in the boroughs somewhere.
Somewhere.
I only had a heart. Unless we're talking about that whole deal where wealthy people in the 30s had to have a whole different way of speaking for some reason.
With a monocle.
Yeah, they were wearing monocles and they're talking
Full circle.
Like that. Yeah.
That's
if I could just think of that accent. I can't think of that accent. What is that one? Like the one that Roosevelt had. You know, all the, like, Citizen Kane and all those people.
That was there was a certain dialect there.
Yeah, and I can't remember it. I was hoping you were going to help me out.
We've lost that.
Are you going to bail me out of this?
The United States have lost the dialect of the bourgeois rich of the 1940s.
I want it to be back, and I can't. I wish you could think of it right now. Can't we think of one phrase?
Well, we were kind of doing that. Kind of had it.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a little bit more different. There was almost a little tiny bit of British in there too.
You almost have to watch AMC to catch any of that anymore. Lauren Bacall still had it a little bit.
Or
Say,
Turner
Dorothy.
Classic Movies.
Dorothy, now I know I have a heart because it's breaking. There it is. See,
You got it.
You just got to dig into it a little bit.
I know.
Why, you're just a big old scaredy cat.
I know.
Nice.
That was that horrible Dorothy voice, though.
You leave Toto alone.
I don't know that. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good Judy Garland you got going over
Was
there.
it? Yeah.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Boy, is this thing. This is probably the best worst show ever.
Hey, Jerry,
It
guess
is the
what?
worst show. It's bouncing all over the place.
Uh-oh.
I've given up on Diet Coke. I'm moving on to
Here
a beer.
comes Sammy Slur-a-lot.
Hey, Jerry, fuck you.
I'm the only one that doesn't sit down here and drink beer. I'm the only professional around here.
Well,
Because I speak professionally.
that's because you're diabetes.
I have a question for
Diabetes.
you guys. Why did everybody sound that way back in the 30s, too?
All right, everybody.
Why do they always have that? Why did they sound so
Sing-songy?
compressed?
I don't know. They did sound a bit compressed. Well, it was black and white, so
Well, yeah, life was in black and white. Yeah,
So that made him sound
it made that
compressed.
sound that way.
yeah, like all the news guys.
All the audio was optical, so everything was black and white. It just worked that way.
Then they always
The
have
way
a
it all
ticker on the
came
news.
out. Yeah, right.
Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. Magan on the ship C.
You beat me to that one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Walter Winchell?
No,
That is?
but maybe.
No, maybe.
Join hands, you love
I
birds.
take it away and I give it back to you.
You are. You're like a verbal Indian giver. See? Racism.
Racist.
Right there. I did it, and I'm sorry for it. I recognized it, and now I apologized for it. So I gave it to you, and I took it right back, like the Indians used to do. Stupid. Where did that come from?
It's just
What? Like, you know what happened here? They, what happened? Did they, like, try and do something with the polio blankets or something?
It was like Opposites Day. Whatever they didn't do, They said they did do.
Yeah, like, here, you can have these lovely beads. Now I want them back. I can't imagine that happening. What is the
I think it was the other way around.
What's the etymology of the whole Indian giver? I don't know.
I think it was just the other way around.
That's what I think. Yeah. Here's polio blankets, and you can keep them.
Polio blankets.
That's what they did. Like the cavalry, gave them a bunch of polio blankets and kill them off.
We'll take your land and give you casinos later in history.
Well, nah. There's no Indian giving connection to casinos, I don't think. There's just a lot of taking of your money going on. There's not a whole lot of...
I don't think anyone's taking anything. I think that people are giving freely to any casino anywhere.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It doesn't apply.
Yeah. I know I've sat there and given freely much money into a casino.
Me too. With Davin.
What was that stupid game we played in Las Vegas?
Oh, yeah. With the
the stupidest game ever.
Yeah, with the big wheel. The wheel game.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was called. It was called Give Me Your Money, I'm a Giant Wheel.
I'm the worst gambler on the planet. I'm the gambler that says, man, I'm just going to keep winning forever.
You did. Well, you were hot for a while, and life was great.
$500 sitting there. I'm like, this is great. I'm just going to keep winning.
Yeah, there's no way I could lose.
No.
Look at this pile of money.
How about I bet it all?
Yeah, wouldn't that be? That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm sitting next to him with 20 cents waiting it out.
Yeah. It's terrible.
I didn't like that game that much.
Oh, we only played it 2 nights in a row.
I know.
Sitting there for 8 hours.
Well, that was more for the social aspect.
Yeah,
of
I
it.
guess.
Because you didn't want to play craps.
Well, it was kind of a game. It was kind of like playing slots and roulette at the same time, electronically.
It had a wheel.
Real wheel.
With 3 different paddles that tell you what number it's on. And then you had 3 different sets of numbers.
I guess if we would have done our research, we could have really said, here's what it's called.
That's not the way this show works, Mike.
Oh,
was it spin to win?
No, it was 777.
I think it was called like that. It was called like that. What does that even sound?
Because if you get a combination of the numbers that line up with yours, it's like a slot machine. So if it hit 3 sevens, then you would get that payoff. If it hit
and it had all the colored towers of the numbers.
And if it had like a bell and a cherry and a cherry
and a pony
there
was a rabbit.
Yes.
a rabbit.
and a guy in a monocle taking the wallet out of your back pocket.
It's a battleship and a race car.
You sank my battleship. Why am I saying that voice?
Well, now you go to the 70s. That's a whole different era.
No, I was just doing it. Now I'm going back to the 40s with that one. It's supposed to be, you sank my battleship again.
Is that how it was?
I don't remember.
I don't remember
those commercials. Those commercials were great.
They were great.
Those old time. It made stuff look so fun. That was just
absolutely. It was just boring
shit.
Well, they had
it looked like kids were just fighting. They must have piped them
the best time playing
them full of ether or something to make them happy.
They had the worst names for games. They didn't even think a lot about the names of these games too. Because I remember they had these weird ones like Smack It and Suck It and things like that.
They did.
Like you could go back online. You could look at these such inappropriate names for games.
I always think that it was like 60-year-old men drinking in a boardroom, coming up with games for kids.
We should call this the Frisbee. This thing's a flying disc.
I think board games were the worst, though.
You never played board games that often?
Yeah, I love board games, but I think coming up with certain board games.
It's the game of life.
Other than like Clue and Monopoly, these
Clue
are sort
sucked.
of staples.
People in my neighborhood loved to play Clue, but that game sucked.
I had some weird board games growing up. I had a board game called King Oil where you had to like
King Oil.
sink oil. There was another one I had called Billionaire. We got board games every Christmas.
You got King Oil and you got Billionaire. What were your parents trying to teach you?
I don't know. It didn't work.
Was your parents
obviously?
Were your parents' original name before they came to this country the Bushes?
That's right. That's my parents.
I had one called 10-4 Good Buddy.
See?
Yeah, and you were doing little trucks.
Whatever was hot, they had to work that out.
Yeah, Convoy was out at the time. And that stupid song. Do you remember that song?
I do.
Hey, good buddy, this here's a rubber duck.
It was about as popular as it could have been at that moment in time.
Oh, hey, Pig Pan, this is the rubber duck. They all had to sound like Ray Stevens.
Well, it all went to the Smokey and the Bandit, which is, one of the greatest movies of all time.
It is. That is.
And who stars in that?
Norm MacDonald.
Turd Ferguson.
Turd Ferguson stars in that. Hey, good buddy.
The entire movie, that would have never flown without Jackie Gleason. That was the movie. He was the guy.
He was.
He
Yeah.
was the guy.
Because I don't think he really wanted to be in the movie, so he enjoyed the swearing.
So then you had it. It came to television, right?
Yeah.
So then they popped all the swearing words out, and they
Right.
replaced it with Mel Blanc saying,
They did,
scumbum
too.
and things of that nature.
Yeah, because
So you
Jackie
had-
Gleason would be saying, like, in a Gleason voice, he'd go, "Look at here, you," and then it would be this overly cartoon.
It would be Bugs
like,
Bunny.
Scumbum.
Bugs Bunny's voice.
No, it'd be like
Yosemite
Yosemite
Sam.
Sam's voice is what they
It
pumped
was
in there too.
Yosemite Sam meets Foghorn Lake.
Junior, whoa, Junior. When I says whoa,
Shut up, rabbit.
shutting up, rabbit.
Okay, Paul.
I'm actually proud of Mike. He's got a whole bag of pistachios in front of him, and he hasn't eaten.
Well, I think eating with a microphone is probably pretty rude.
Yeah, T. Wilson, T. Augustus Wilson,
Eating your ice cream.
eating your ice cream and cereal during the show.
Cereal is probably the worst thing you could eat next to like barbecued spare ribs. All that. No one wants to hear that.
Nope, nobody wants to hear half of what we're saying anyway. It doesn't make
Well,
any
I would
difference.
think.
Yeah, people, young people these days don't really know what it's like to have to watch Smokey and the Bandit with all the words beeped out of it because they can just see anything they want, We would have to wait, and it would be the Sunday night movie, Smokey and the Bandit.
It was like a big deal.
Yeah, and you wait the whole week because you're going to get to see this cool movie. And
That was only in the theater, and it was
Yeah. And
ABC Sunday night movie.
right. Sunday
deal.
night at the movies.
Big deal.
And you sit down and start watching it, and it's lost about 27 minutes because they cut out everything.
I still remember the first movie first R movie my parents took me to see.
What was it?
Animal House.
That's awesome.
Well, that's a good
How old
movie
were
to
you?
see.
I was
78,
probably
you
like
were-
11.
Hilarious.
Yeah, you were. You were 11 years old. Yeah.
Not a Dad. What's prophylactic?
Oh, all that. Mine was crazy.
This movie is not about animals. What?
Why would they take you to that?
This movie is not about animals, Daddy.
I was there were a couple of times we had the inappropriate movie. We were on vacation when I was a kid, about 7 or 8 years old, and it was Caseville, Michigan, and it was raining. So we were going to decide to go to the movies, and they say, "Oh, there's a nice movie. It's PG, but it has Walter Matthau in it." And it was a movie called House Calls, and it was nothing but sexual innuendo through the entire movie.
Never saw it.
Yeah, it was a horrible movie, but my parents were so uncomfortable. I think we might have left before it was over, too.
Awkward moments with your parents.
But the first one was, I can't figure it out to this day. They took us to go see Grease at the drive-in. So the first movie is Grease. The second movie of the double bill is Midnight Express. And I'm like, how does that work out? And that's when we were sitting there watching her press the boobs up against the prison glass. Oh, Billy!
Rifky's tearing him apart. He bites his tongue
bites
out,
his
spits
tongue
it in
off
the
and
air.
stuff. We're just
Beating his feet.
We stayed, with the like caning the bottoms of their feet.
What a movie.
I'm like, how does that go with Grease? He's so stupid. Yes. So we just got a signal from the home office.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
actually, Davin just said 55 to me.
Yeah.
It's actually 57.
57. That
So
means
what's our cap?
we don't have a cap.
Do we have to sing something now?
No, we
You
just.
can write a jingle.
People are jumping into the pool over there.
I know that should be us pretty soon too.
Are we going to tear this stuff out and then jump in the pool? Or are we going to jump in the pool and then tear it out?
You don't want to touch electronic equipment with wet hands, do you?
Wait.
Well, I
do you
got
wanna
to tell a
explain-
little story about that. Can I
Okay.
tell you a story?
No,
A quick
we've got-
story?
it doesn't matter. There's no time
I was
limit to the show.
a guitar tech for a gentleman, a guitar player, a famous guy.
Was it
by the
Jimi
name
Hendrix?
No, by the name of Rick Springfield.
Shut it. Really?
Yeah. I was his guitar technician for a little bit. We were down there in Miami Beach. We were on the beach with a stage set up on the beach, and he was playing some of his great hits. This would have been like early 90s, so maybe a little after his big heyday of the 80s.
Sure.
But he was up
Hence
there.
the hiring of
My
you.
gag was this. My gag was, and this is what his guy said, okay, Rick's going to throw his guitar to you across the stage. You have to catch it. You have to throw him the other color guitar. Okay, no
Okay.
problem. I can do that.
Yeah.
So I do just that. A couple of times, and he's whipping them at me pretty good. We got a good thing going with the guitar throwing,
Yeah.
and it's just fine. So he decides during like a Fair of the Heart or one of his big hits to jump down into the audience and run around with everybody on the beach, and all the girls are grabbing at him, and they're having a great time, and they're out into the
Sounds
ocean.
lovely.
So they're out in the ocean, and they're out there and they're splashing around, and and the band is vamping on the stage, and everybody's having a great time. And here comes Rick. He's coming back up onto the stage again, and he's soaking wet with salt water. And he looks at me and he says, "Throw me the guitar."
Shut up.
Basically. And I said, "Okay." So I throw him the guitar, and he plugs it in, and then
the lights went out.
He's getting electrocuted. Stage. So he's grabbing the guitar and he's shaking,
and they thought he was doing this intense solo,
and he can't touch it. So his guy, whoever the guy is, he's like, "Hey, make it stop."
He's yelling at you.
Yeah, it's my fault.
And he's on the other side of the stage.
Yeah,
and you had to go find a broom and push him off the guitar.
I didn't do anything. I said, "I don't know.
What am I at?
Here, I got the green guitar. I'm ready to throw it.
I'm ready for my cue."
And that's all I know. I think
long
they brought out some towels and maybe they wiped him off and
he wiped him off,
dried him down, hosed him off, cut the salt water off him.
Apparently, he came out of it all right.
I would think so.
Did he finish the show?
He did finish the show with a standing ovation, and it was a great performer actually. But that was just kind of a funny little moment there.
Good thing he didn't piss himself or something like that. That'd be terrible for his career.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how, could it be any better?
Rick Springfield, though. What was the big song? I don't remember.
Jesse's Girl.
Jesse's Girl, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, he was a soap star. That's all you really need to know about him.
That's correct.
And that's all you really need to know today, people, because that was the You Name It show for this week, which happens next week.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you, Mike Novack, for sitting in.
Hey, thanks for having me on. It was just lots of fun.
And thanks again, Davin, for a great job. No slurring. It was great.
Slurring today, and I'm jumping in the pool.
Okay.
Plus, I helped with the power strip.
You did. You stole one. You stole one from the treadmills.
Because we had a little setup issue this morning.
Who needs a treadmill when it's 110 degrees?
Nobody.
Correct.
They just have a heart attack or... he'll plug it back in, and Rick Springfield will come down and get on the treadmill after he gets in the pool. That was dumb. Let's just end the show before it gets any worse.
Please.
All right.
Tune in, share.
Yeah, share it and all that sort of stuff.
Catch you next week.
Goodbye.